you find yourself in the international media this weekend
Right.
because of something that happened on Friday when you did an interview about Kanye West. Well, not about Kanye West, but you were asked about it. And a lot of people have been offended by that. Do you understand why people are upset by what you said, and would you like to say anything to clear it up?
Well, actually, now I clearly understand. But what I didn't, I think it caught me completely off guard, because when she asked me the question, it was asked, how did I feel about Kanye's remarks? And Kanye makes remarks every day. I had no idea that not only 24 hours before that, the remarks was based on some Hitler comment that I found out even myself by surprise that I'm supposedly supporting that. Anyone that knows me knows that me and Kanye are nowhere near the same. We have totally different views. I would never, in any circumstance, hold the same position as Kanye in that matter. You know, ultimately, my response was about a person's opinion. And I always felt that anyone in the world is based and should always have freedom to their own opinion.
But do you think that whatever the opinion is, because you know, I mean, do you mean that somebody can have the freedom to say anything, no matter how outrageous, no matter how offensive? I mean, you know, he was praising Hitler, praising Nazis.
Right.
He was telling lies. He was saying the Holocaust didn't happen. Do you think that's all of that? It's okay for somebody to hold those opinions and say them to the public?
Honestly, you know, I personally would never say nothing like that. My whole personal position. And I think the issue came from when I told them that it didn't personally affect me.
Yeah.
And what I was talking about was his opinion didn't personally affect me according to what he's been saying throughout the time that people known Kanye. I had no idea that it was specifically being connected to a specific thing that he said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Kanye, for the lack of just understanding, and I think sometimes it's very irresponsible when we put ourselves in a position where we give someone that much power. I think as a people, we all have to come together and definitely be very cognizant of our history, our upbringings, and we got to support each other in these kind of times, and we have to better try to understand each other as people. And I think sometimes situations like this kind of backtracks us. You understand what I'm saying? But
I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? Because I can see that you have always wanted to support him personally. It's not the first time you defended him about anything.
It wasn't him that I was supporting. It was the opinion of people and having the right to have your own opinion.
Right.
I didn't know that it was going to be connected to something that he specifically said.
So do you, I mean, obviously you don't agree with what he said.
Nowhere near it.
But do you condemn what he said? I mean, that's what people
I
want to
condemn
know.
hate, period.
Yeah, because it was hate and it was untrue.
Hate, period. I don't care who. If my mother hated, I wouldn't agree with my mom. So,
because, I mean, I know you've performed in Israel.
Yes.
And today, you're on the front page of the Jerusalem Post with them saying rapper Akon backs Kanye West.
Which clearly is just propaganda.
That's really damaging for you, isn't it?
It's her. Yeah, absolutely it's damaging for me. My whole career was built from the support of Jewish people. Why would I ever in my entire life what reason would I have to insult them? They've always been friends of mine, family friends of mine. I mean, my whole infrastructure is built around people that's employed, that's Jewish, that employs me for a matter. Like, why would I do that?
So the question is about, it's not about freedom of thought, is it? It's about platforming it.
Right.
You know, the fact that he was put on a big show that went viral on the internet, has been watched by millions of people.
Right.
That's the damaging bit of that interview, isn't it?
Right.
So you know, do you agree that that has got to stop? You know,
it has to.
Kanye has got to stop being put
I think it's not just Kanye, it's everyone. Donald Trump,
and being
Kanye, anyone that believes that they feel like they have the right to promote hate for their better agenda. I think it's evil, period. You know, my whole life has been trying to bring people together. Even my career was based on collaborations with other nations, other people, other artists, other genres. I've always tried to bring people together. What reason would I have to damage my character by supporting something like that? It just don't matter. And I think sometimes the media can be very irresponsible with things like that, because someone like me who's trying to help and change the world shouldn't ever be caught up in a position like that when you know at the end of the day, my comments ain't to ever hurt nobody or in any kind of way disrespect the culture.
I mean, presumably you've been worried looking at these headlines thinking the same thing that's happened to him in terms of being cancelled commercially you know, that you were suddenly risking the same thing happening to you?
Well, my intentions for that matter, or for that answer, wasn't based on what it was painted to be. You know, Kanye makes a remark every day. You can't keep up with all the offensive remarks that he's making. And I felt that it was very unfair to take that one remark and apply it to my answer when I had no idea that that's what he said 24 hours ago.
Do you know him personally? Is he a friend?
Yeah, I know him personally.
So when you say people are concerned about him, are you worried about him?
I don't believe he's in the right place.
So it's actually irresponsible to interview him, in truth?
Honestly, it's very irresponsible to interview him. I don't believe that anything he says people should take to heart.